Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Howdy.
Yellow.
I feel like those were... Anyway. This is really weak. I'm DM Stray, we're running Abomination Vaults, and we're just gonna jump right back in. Gideon, tell us about yourself.
Yes. I play Gideon. He's a human fighter. He's now been in Atari and the Godlike quite a while. It's not gotten any better. He's getting too old for this shit, and he's not young enough to be too old for this shit.
What?
I meant to say he's too young to be too old for this shit, but actually that one sounds better. And that about sums up his intelligence level as well. He big man, he fight things swift woof.
He's got a +0. He's fine.
You're
Cezanne.
right, he's as smart as the average commoner.
I'm Rallief. I'll be playing Cezanne tonight. Cezanne is human cleric, left his hometown to learn more about his goddess, and has ended up with this group. And it's been getting worse.
The hauntings will continue until morale improves.
That's not how hauntings work at all.
It is now.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, West.
I'm Wesk, Global Gunslinger. I'm Yuri, sorry.
You can be whatever you want to be.
We don't judge you.
Sadly unfortunate heart of the party. I didn't ask for this role, but god damn it, it's the role that I fell into. And now my only goal is to try to keep these lunatics together.
I resemble that remark.
Oh, I was just gonna say that image of that guy in the helmet that says, I do not know who I am. I do not know where I am. All I know is I must shoot. Ziri.
I am Zilly. I play Ziri. She is just a Fey party girl in a not so Fey party world. And she likes dead things, spooky things, and apparently kobolds, and not much else.
You
Yeah.
like mushroom ale?
She do like mushroom ale. That green milk, man. The best.
So now that I've got you to admit that, I have really unfortunate news.
Uh-oh.
Probably shouldn't say this live on camera. Ed Greenwood, everybody.
Yeah, that.
Ed Greenwood. Noted horny boy of the Forgotten Realms and one of the original creators of that setting. Creator of such beloved characters such as that asshole Elminster. I based that drink's description off of how he described drow breast milk tasting.
Gross. Seems legit.
I'm sorry, okay, what leads to someone describing that?
Somebody
Don't read
asked,
any of the original D&D books.
What do you... Someone asked. Okay, no, I'm derailing.
Wizards!
Sorry.
Regardless. For one hero point who wants to go ahead and tell us what happened last time.
Not me, because I'm going to step away from one moment.
Okay, I guess I'll do it. We started back in the sauna room after having finished off those whatever they were. And Gideon wasn't happy. So he calmly put his armor back on, and he calmly proceeded to kick the door down and initiate combat with the champion.
Honestly, based.
Did you put your name into
Name
the
in the
Goblet of Fire?
Dumbledore said calmly. Ask.
After a very intense combat, well, intense for Wesk and somewhat Cezanne, Gideon stayed at full health basically the entire time. And that was how we were able to do it in like 3 to 4 rounds.
They keep not hitting me. I keep sword beaming them. It's a working strategy.
We went down to talk to the contract demon who wanted us to obtain Tobias's soul for him in exchange for Rin at first, and then an army to help us take out Belcora. He gave us 24 hours and showed us Rin. Afterwards, Cezanne realized that he had a potential way to free Rin, and straight up murked an imp in his hands. Just cold murked him.
Is cold murked what we're gonna call killing a creature 5 levels below you?
By pumping it full of the energy that hurts it to be around, yes.
Got it. So we're calling fat fetishes. Anyway.
What?
After that, we went back up. Ziri tried to get us all into the back. When that wouldn't work, we went up to a different floor, got into the teleporter, went down a floor to get the drow boy, who wanted to go down, but we did not have a plan to go down, so we left him in the 3rd floor lounge area, and that is where we stopped, because that is the point where you could go no further.
Yep. I was dead. Yep. Love me some Pathfinder. Love me some, No, I was dying that week. I just didn't know it yet. Anyway, thank you, Yuri. Take your hero point there. I've already given it to you at the start. And we will just kinda YOLO then go.
I think we need to wait for Ziri to come back.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Regardless, the 4 of you find yourselves once more back in the Abomination vaults in the Gauntlet, the reading room of the library, joined by your indisposed changeling companion and Orchandel the Drow. What would everyone like to be doing?
Kind of waiting on Ziri to set the tone here.
We were heading back, right?
You tell
Yes.
me.
Well, I mean, he's not going anywhere. He's got nowhere to go.
Are you taking the changeling?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Those are the sum of options.
What's the changeling looking like at the moment? She's still in real rough shape, right?
Real rough shape, unconscious, kinda in that dreamlike, muttery state, missing a hand, not really responsive.
Siri's gonna kind of glance at the others. Do you think we should take her back to the Ruddy Rockfish?
We can't exactly leave her right here in this condition. The Gauntlet's hardly a safe place.
Do I think a changeling would appreciate being brought up to the surface?
This is not technically a changeling, but it is a type of one. However, it is an Underdark changeling. No,
Yeah,
nothing down there would appreciate being brought to the surface.
I mean, we could try to patch her up as well as we can here and have. Hold on.
I mean, I think at this point, I don't know of any doctor in Otari as good as either you or me. Got a lot of practical experience.
Well, I don't know that we're going to be able to break her out of her stupor since I haven't exactly figured out how to fix that yet. But we can try to, like I said, patch her up as well as we can. Cerebral. Wait, she's not dead. It's all good. Don't worry. Okay, hold on. Cerebral. Do I have a Yes, I do. Do I have a Gax? I do not.
Would you like a Gax?
Yes, please.
As soon as I can find... there.
Honestly, my whole plan at this
Boom.
point for breaking this is just...
Oh no. What did I do?
What did you do? Hello?
I clicked the button. I clicked the crunch the party button.
Okay. Let's find us a Gex somewhere on this scene.
Oh god.
'Cause...
I just want Garden of Healing.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure we can find that
I can access
somewhere.
that somehow. Hold on. If I go through here.
I'm just not sure where he went. That's impressive.
Oh no, not again.
Kind of wander through the hallways for a Gax.
Interesting.
You have fun with that.
There's your custodian, if you want that. I'm not sure where Gax is on here.
There's gotta be a, like, find token thing somewhere for the DM screen.
Oh, I don't have enough focus points. Just kidding. Why does it say I have two? I'm confused on my focus pool. Oh, wait.
Because they do not share your focus pool.
I got you. So I need to.
Your focus pool is your focus pool.
It won't let me. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so I want that, and then I go to my focus pool. I go boop. There it goes. Okay. And then I roll. How many of them?
30.
Okay.
Now with more dice. Oh yeah.
77. That's a pretty damn good roll.
I'm gonna say that is...
That's a good chunk above average. Anyway. Everyone's topped off, it looks like.
Does it seem to have had any effect on her?
No. Her wounds have already been kind of stabilized, bound up, tourniqueted. Doesn't look like she has any severe enough injuries. And remember, healing magic is a lot more about the pain-killing effect. You're not regrowing limbs at this level.
Alright. I'd just like to get her as comfortable as I can on a couch, I guess.
Okay. You just
And
prop her up somewhere.
yeah, well, lay her down on a couch.
Any specific couch, or?
Yeah, that one's fine.
Okay.
And then I would like to give both her and him a ration.
Okay. Mark off 2 rations if you would. Or
Okay.
Shendel takes it, looks at it for a little bit, and well, hopefully I won't have to eat this, but I appreciate your generosity regardless. I'm not risking my neck for that thing, by the way. If you
Nobody
intend to
asked
nip it.
you to.
Very well. I can never tell what the implications you surface dwellers love.
I'll be back.
Alright, shall we head out?
Yes, we are going to need to come up with some kind of plan.
I agree.
We don't have the most time in the world.
Alright.
Very well. Back
We'll
to
probably
Otari.
head back now. Yeah.
Okay. We will
Hey, who
jump
turned out
back
the lights?
to Otari then. You arrive in Otari and realize that it's almost 6 o'clock now. And we've got
In the morning or at night, because I have lost track of my life.
You can see the
Okay.
calendar in the top right.
I
back,
just
sorry about
realized that. Where are we on the map?
Out in front of the
I
gauntlet.
assume we're gonna pop up at the gauntlet.
Ah, there we go.
All right. You each merge into that familiar salt-sweet breeze, or would if you weren't in the middle of the fog fin. Certainly got some sort of smell in you. Spend the next 30 minutes walking to town.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Okay. Sun is setting as you arrive.
Now it seems like a bad time to go off track, yes.
Where are we heading first?
I need to reload.
Reload what?
It's not showing. The
Yeah.
whole thing. The map wasn't showing up for me.
Yeah, mine is.
Oh, I think it
Oh.
took us to the top
there we
left
go, yeah.
corner because
Yeah, I
we
was gonna
weren't.
say, I was in the dark towards the top
Oh.
left. I had to scroll down right.
My bad.
Because we
That's
were in
good.
the multi thing.
Alright,
So you
we've
guys
only got.
can't see inside the multi thing?
We get.
We can. It's just if you bring us to the map. If you bring us to the map, it doesn't bring us automatically to the
It
position.
spawns us like
brought us
way
top
out
left
here.
corner of the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Which I assume was where you were keeping the multi thing before swapping scenes.
No.
No, I figure that's just a
Just-
default position.
Yeah, it's probably just a
Yeah.
default position.
Probably just a 0-0.
Well, we've got 22 hours.
As you approach Otari,
Yes.
the town, unaware of the danger, goes about its business. People are wrapping up the end of the day. A few shops are closing. A few of the kids are being called for dinner.
We're either gonna have to find a way to buy more time, or we're gonna have to get an Alen deal.
I mean, why is everything still black for me, except for the labels and stuff?
Tried. Oh, if you've seen the labels, you've seen the main screen.
Zero ready to restart.
Yeah. Possibly. Couldn't tell you, but you do seem to be the one with the issue instead of everybody else. And just to confirm, everybody else can see, yes?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Try going here, and then go back.
Unfortunately, based on our time limit, I don't think we could go particularly far to find one.
Well, I'm not handing Tobias over, so...
Nor would I like to, but we have to consider it as a last possibility.
Yeah, no. I don't do sacrifices. We had to fight, but I'm not in the business of handing souls over.
So we evacuate the town then?
I'd rather not raise a general panic.
There we go.
Probably
Well-
just to find the right people to talk to first.
Only better hurry then.
Alright. I mean, we could try and find another Elendil, but that raises similar moral quandaries.
Is there even another Elendil?
I don't know, but he didn't say there wasn't. He said
We
that
could
Vol
ask.
had notice. He said that Vol had no descendants.
Ask Tobias.
Question is whether or not we think we could stop him if he knew.
Might get all noble, decide to self-sacrifice, though. I suppose that would be his choice. I will be right back.
We
again.
could. I mean, again, we might not have the time for it, but we could look at the Dawnflower Library to see if there's anything about Vol's lineage.
If it's our best bet, then we should get to it ASAP.
Again, the problem is if there is another one, I don't know how far you think we can get within 22 hours.
And then it might be best to split up while we're in Otari.
I mean, you'd think that family tree would be pretty well researched, considering gestures vaguely at the entire town.
Well, the town cared about Vol.
Yeah, and you don't
Who's to
think
say?
that family tree would be kept track of, considering
Well, we know Vol's only descendant is Tavius. The only way there'd be another Elendil is if there was another family member at Vol's level or earlier who had a lineage.
Do I know of any way to retrieve souls that aren't don't have a person around,
Yes,
like the body?
but that magic is out of your reach right now. It's
Gotcha.
potent magic. Too high a level for either of you to cast. And it's theoretically time limited. As in, the person has to be dead for less than 100, 500 years. Better
Do
or
we
worse,
wanna
once
commit to
things
this?
are dead and the soul is in the life stream, very hard to get it back without just outright divine intervention.
So do we want to go with this strategy? It might be a wild goose chase, but standing around.
Well, that's why I recommended we split up. Getting back a soul is definitely much more of a magic-oriented and faith-oriented kind of thing, he says, looking between Zazan and Ziri. In the meanwhile, us more combat-focused.
how about the chatty ones? We'll go with the chatty ones.
Yeah, that works too. We'll try to break the news as easily as we can.
Just to be clear, we're not talking about getting back a soul. I don't see that as practical.
I mean, only if we can find somebody that is stronger than we are.
We could potentially track down another living person who has a soul that they could deal with, but again, we're in similar quandaries here.
What about that werewolf?
And what about the werewolf?
I don't know, he seemed pretty strong. Wesk is completely out of his element here.
Last I checked, we don't even know where the corpse is.
I don't know if there is a corpse.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I guess he's out.
Okay, Ziri. Let's head to the library. Maybe we can at least get something. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Another potential option would be the druids. But I don't actually know how powerful the druids are.
Are the druids still here?
The druids are here. They have
Okay.
since made up with the town, but they are just up the road here at their
Yeah,
stone
I
rain
mention
pond.
it because we're actually close by at the moment.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I would like to attempt to break to the group exactly how much stronger than us someone would have to be to pull a soul.
Okay.
Would I know that?
Give me a religion or arcana check.
Yes, my best stat or my worst stat?
Arcana's your worst stat.
Yes.
That's pretty damn good. Cezanne, high hierophants, leading priests of the religion, can bring back someone who's been dead for 3 days. Bringing
I
back someone
voiced that.
who is deader, quote unquote, than that is, well, that's not been possible since the Age of Magic.
Yeah, I think True Resurrection is like a level 20. So.
It's not happening with basically anyone on this entire plane. You could go to a different plane and maybe look around there, but yeah, it's you're not doing this with anyone on this plane right now.
So in some we're stuck with, in these 22 hours, either getting more time, finding a living person that we can work with, or yeah. We're not in the best spot at the moment. I think we all know this.
Alright, so our options are researching the family tree. My best bet is the Sun Sword itself. I do believe that sword has a soul in it, and I can't believe that would be anything other than the Lindial soul.
That might be worth looking into.
Technically, Cezanne, with that roll, you are aware of the wish spell, or rather, the wish ritual, which takes a full day and $100,000, 100,000 gold worth of ritual
Materials.
components, and 2 other 10th level casters, but that's sort of literal miracles from your holy text shit.
I'm not even voicing that at this point.
But it's good to know about.
Okay.
It's also slightly sacrilegious to you, because the wish ritual is so strong, even deities can't undo the wish.
Good to know.
It's pretty much
Okay.
just canon as is.
The wish ritual is speaking to the DM directly.
Yeah, wish is a great way to. I need to kill a god.
Okay. How about we split it this way? Ziri, would you like to be on sword duty?
I mean, sword duty and talking to Tavius is the same thing.
That's probably where we were headed.
That's why I didn't
Okay.
really feel the need to mention. I figured we were going to kill two birds with one stone.
I feel like Gideon
Okay.
would know more about the sword, but I can do it too.
I think I'm going to need Gideon for my research because I think he would know the most about cultural stuff.
And
This lunkhead?
I've just heard some of the things he said. I might be wrong.
The sun continues to set.
rain continues to fall. It might actually be best to split that way. We'd have a good spread of knowledge and information. Speaking
Fair
of
enough.
which, sending stones would work over basically the whole of Otari, right?
Correct.
Great. I'll pass out one to everyone.
Very well.
Yeah.
You each receive a Rocky Talkie.
Okay. Be wary that these channels are not secure.
All right.
Let's go.
Who's going where?
Me and Ziri are heading
Going
to
to
the prison.
Gideon and I'll be heading to the Dawnflower.
Alright. Down the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retrospect, I wonder if we should have gone to the Menhems, but
We each arrive in town just as people start cutting lights on.
If we come up empty, the next option is to head to the Menhems and order the town be evacuated or put on lockdown immediately.
Come on, Zilly, luck roll. Damn.
Ooh.
Ow.
Ow. Gonna be another one of those days, I guess.
Actually, you were
No, that
looking
was the
to
bad
roll lower.
Oh,
Oh.
I win.
You arrive at the Otari barracks. The guards are lax, and Tavius is inside of his cell once more, sort of resting up from being on guard at the gauntlet all day. As you enter, he looks like he wants to stand up and decides against it. What can I do for you?
We have a pressing issue.
Am I holding the sun sword or
Tavius
like,
is
who had it?
holding the sun sword.
Oh no, he had it.
Gideon
That's right.
has the copyright, or not copyright. What am I looking for? Counterfeit sun
great
sword.
value.
It is a pretty great value. As you state that, Tavius is kind of turning the sword over in his hand. He pops something in his mouth to chew on. Oh, your issues are pressing. What do you want?
Does that have a soul? She's gonna point at the sword.
He stops turning it, acts a little bit shocked, holds it away from his face and looks it over. You know, I never thought to ask.
Well, Is there a way we could check? Does she know? Does Ziri know of a way to check to see if the sword has a soul?
He shrugs. I mean, I thought spirits were your thing. Give me an Arcana or Occult, Ziri. You could perform a ritual over the sword and see if it's got any lingering resentment or basically any emotion at all indicates it might be sentient, or communicative, powerful magical items can sometimes develop a soul of their own. Mostly by absorbing pieces of other souls as they kill them. But anyway, that's...
Could I borrow that sword for a moment? Well, might be more than a moment, but I need to check and see if it has
He
a soul.
squints at you. It doesn't leave the room.
Obvious, please. You know, I wouldn't ask you something like this if I didn't need to.
Honestly,
I have no interest in the sword for personal use.
Clearly have an interest in the sword. You just asked if it could speak.
Not for personal use.
Look, I helped you
But I
guys
do need
out.
to see this.
What do you need to do with it?
I already let you know. I need to know if that sword has a soul in it.
So ask it right now.
She's gonna pause. Shift her eyes to the sword. Back to Tavius, the sword.
Wesley's gonna look to Zeri. You're not actually gonna ask it, are you?
Do you have a soul? She's gonna ask, staring at the sword and kind of through gritted teeth.
Dear, you are aware that you will need a ritual to do this. And asking like this will get you nowhere. Are you sure?
I like to think that Siri's
How
just
long
shivering
does
him.
I was. How long does the ritual take?
About 30 minutes.
Do I need to touch it?
Yes, you will need to place it down, arrange some material components around it. Just sort of wibbly-wobbly, the classic witch ritual shit.
After asking,
Ritual, if
she's
you
gonna
will.
pause for a moment. Alright, it didn't answer. Now can I try it my way, please?
What? I thought that...
Just gonna extend a hand.
Give me a diplomacy check. Or intimidate. I'll let you decide. Wow. He looks at you.
It's not a 2.
It's not. You've actually been rolling great tonight. Like, consistently 15 pluses. He looks at you warily.
I'm gonna kind of clap her fingers and her thumb together like a picking up motion, plucking motion.
He sighs deeply.
Obviously, we don't have all the
I'm
time in the
coming
world
with you.
right now.
Fine.
What?
I'm coming with you, but I'm not letting it out of my sight.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll lead on then.
She's gonna kind of look at Wesk before looking back to Tavius. I
Do the ritual
still
here.
would like to check and see if it has a soul. Would that be okay? You can
Yeah.
keep it on you. Okay. Can you? I forgot. He can get out of there, right? He just bent the bars and got out, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Would you mind? She kind of nods at the bars.
World's greatest.
Oh, he just reaches
The world's
over and
greatest
opens the
prison,
door.
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that'll work too. Alright,
The
she's gonna
captain
kind of
got mad.
motion and.
Oh.
Well, I suppose. Bars aren't free, but.
Yeah,
She's gonna kind of motion to an open area to set the sword down.
I thought it was
And then-
pretty cool though.
Kneel by it. She's gonna smirk. It was pretty cool.
The faintest tinge of blush. He sets the sword down where you tell him to.
Alright.
But
Would
he
like
is still,
to-
like, hovering over you.
Would like to begin to collect or do what I need for the ritual.
Give me an arcana or occult check. What do you think this ritual looks like?
Imagine she would kind of like kneel and put her hands on her knees and close her eyes, and there'd be a little bit of gust upwards. And if there's a soul, then there would be some form of light or something to indicate that.
Okay.
Oh no, did you give me a photo already? Hold on.
No.
No, that's something else. Never mind.
Okay.
Alright, occult.
See, you're rolling pretty high. You each
I mean, it wasn't a
rescue
What'd you
one
know?
and Tavius watch. Tavius fretting over the sword like a worried mother. A mother hen. You watch as Ziri performs her ritual. This ancient millennia-old blade. Wes, give me a crafting or perception check. This blade polished to a mirror-like sheen. It's a beautiful blade, Wes. You can't help but admire it. Ziri, what do you know about this sword?
What do I know about the sword?
Yeah, what do you know about this sword?
I know that it's a family heirloom. It was displayed in the library. Well, yeah, it was displayed in the library and then swapped for the counterfeit. It had a power, I don't remember, I had looked at it. It had some sort of power to... against undead, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Supposed to be a holy sword that defends the town from all evil.
Yes.
Ziri, this is not a holy sword.
What is it?
It's just a powerful magic sword. It's not sanctified or holy at all. It has no soul, it has no spirit. And in
Just gotta
fact,
kinda-
it's only slightly better than Gideon's sword. This thing has no holy power to protect this town at all.
Gonna kind of open her eyes and look to Tavius. You realize this isn't a holy sword?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's just a sword.
Cocks his head.
It doesn't have holy power infused in it. It has no ability to protect this town like
No,
it was
it's
rumored
got the
to.
power of the sun in it. You can shoot sunlight out of it.
It has some magic, but
No, it's like really strong. It cuts through anything.
it's medium strong, I'd say, at best.
Wes, you think this sword is in phenomenal condition for something that's supposed to be millennia upon millennia old?
Ziri, were you able to discern how old the blade was?
Dear, you don't know shit about that without a crafting check.
I have no idea, but I do know it doesn't have a soul.
He snatches the sword up defensively.
Well, there's nothing wrong with your sword not having a soul, Tobias. It's just, it's not going to work for our particular need.
Okay, she put it in a really bad light, but that's not why we were here.
Just kind of crushed his dreams a little bit.
She has zero diplomacy. I don't know what you want from me.
I was gonna say. No, that's just good RP.
I'm not here to make people feel good.
He doesn't know what to say. Can you check again?
I mean, I could, but I just did, and I don't think anything's changed in the last, few seconds. I mean, did you think it had a soul? Because you didn't seem to know either,
What's
so...
the holy sword?
It's a magic sword. They might have confused it for holy with the, the light and flash and pew pew kind of thing.
He just sits down cross-legged, scratching his head, holding the sword.
Glances at Wesk. Is he, gonna be okay, you think?
Well, he did kind of just crush his dream.
But, why was it his dream to have a soul in the sword? He said he didn't know if the sword had a soul. It's still a sword, it's still sharp. It does its job.
Musk will look back to Tobias. Listen, just because it's not a holy blade doesn't mean that it's not a powerful blade. It was still plenty powerful enough for them to think that they could defeat Bilkor the first time.
Just thought... Just thought you had to be special. To...
Anyone can be a hero, Tobias. You don't have to have...
Fucking apparently.
I'm to take the center stage, West BRB.
But do you think that all that matters for a hero is that they have a unique weapon that no one else has? That they have some sort of divine blessed weapon? Is that what makes a hero a hero?
No, but it does help.
He pretty much says that.
No shit, it helps. But so does having people that have your back. So does having a good idea of how to approach a situation. Just because that sword isn't what you thought it was, doesn't make it any less than what it was before.
But
It's still
supposed to change me. I don't have the rest of that. I have a sword. I don't have friends. I don't have people to protect. I'm not smart.
If you were relying on the sword to change you, then maybe you shouldn't have had the sword in the first place.
Fuck you.
Let's go pause for a moment. He'll reach into his vest and pull out his slinger's mark. Holding it up. Do you know what this is?
Yeah. It's a lawman's badge.
Yeah. It belongs to a dead man. But to him, and to all of them, and to me, it was everything. But at the end of the day, it's just a piece of metal.
It's just a piece of metal and they're dead now.
But that doesn't mean that they didn't live. And that doesn't mean that they didn't die protecting what they love. And if you think that they fought and protected what they loved just because of this piece of metal. And I don't think we're ever going to be able to see eye to eye. You've done so much for us. You kept Ziri safe when she went into the gauntlet alone. You kept monsters from leaving the Abomination vaults while we were looking through it.
Ziri's
Did the
gonna
sword-
look wistful for a moment. You're the reason that I met Chuck.
Did the sword do that?
Sorry, I feel like we skipped it. Chuck was what? Wait, that body I brought back?
Don't. Let's go look to Ziri for a moment. Try and do something here. Ignoring Chuck for the moment.
I don't know. Chuck was pretty big.
He was. But that's not the point. The point
Where
is
is
that
Chuck anyway?
Didn't he go down fighting?
Yeah,
the
but he sure
sword
doesn't
was
know
never
that.
what made you a hero in the first place.
Okay, I'll ask later. Fine, okay, I've learned my lesson. What do you want? Quit preaching at me.
We were just trying to make you feel better.
He sighs, putting his head in his hands. Thank you, then. You
Least we
didn't have
can
to
do.
Shit.
We give a shit about the ones we care about. Ain't that right? Let's look to Ziri.
We do. She's gonna nod. Kind of awkwardly.
Oh yes, the necromancer is going with the power of friendship.
Hey, listen, you can
No,
have an undead army and be friends with them.
Yeah. I mean, all of your friends make probably the best undead army you could ask for.
That
Well,
remains to be
for
seen.
the-
Anyway,
We'll find out in about
Moment.
100
he
years.
looks at you two. Well, now what?
The moment. This is what we needed. If you could just hang tight here, we'll regroup with the others and let you know a plan. Just gonna glance at Wes with kind of a I don't let him come with us kind of look.
Fine, fine. He steps back into the cell, shutting the door behind him.
Be back as soon as we can, Fabius.
Mhm.
We appreciate you.
He sits on the bed, turning the sword over in his hand again and again. But a little less reverence in his eyes now. Elsewhere. Zahn, Gideon. You two hustle down the steps, and before long, you're standing in the Dawnflower Library. What are you doing?
Okay, we need to see if there's any books specifically on Vol's family.
Alright. Well, I know someone we can ask.
If he didn't have any siblings, we go up from there.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm going to research the Alendial bloodline. Thankfully, books on the Rose Guard are in plenty of supply. And you do manage to trace the lineage back to Vol. Or rather, starting at Vol. And begin to work your way down the family tree. Give me a society check. Vol died with no children. She never had children, and she never left Otari.
What?
Yeah, turns out Vol was actually really into Otari himself. When he died, she never got over it. Died childless.
Wait, Gideon?
Mm-hmm.
Did I misunderstand this? I thought he said that Tobias was the last descendant of Vol.
Well, he did say the last Elendial. I don't think he clarified.
He did not say the last Elendial.
Gideon, I would say with your Wolfcrone heritage, yeah, big famous heroes don't tend to announce their bastard children bloodlines.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought as well. So yeah, just because it's not written down doesn't mean it's not a thing. There may in fact be others. Just wouldn't be in the history books. I wonder if there's not other lore in the situation. But we'd have to look into wild speculations.
Yes, regardless, did Vol have any... We need to see if Vol had any siblings.
Give me another society check.
Oh boy.
Zazan, I will let you aid him.
Sure.
That's better.
That is better.
That's a nice aid.
That is a nice aid. The two of you begin to just scrabble together books that are a little bit more on the seedy side, now knowing that Vol probably would not have wanted the world to know about any bastard children she might have had. And you each trace bloodlines going from Bakshish back to Wolfcrone, up to Grimrock, back to Wolfcrone, back to Bakshish.
I convinced them to let me be the library one. Gideon holds his temples and develops a mild headache.
Back out to Ashton, back to Bakshish. Before finally disappearing somewhere into Wolfcrone. Last known descendant of this weird offspring bastard child bloodline was some poor nameless merchant at a shop up in Wolfcrone. Shut down about 80 years ago. There's no further news after that. Gideon, you probably believe that he fell afoul of some debt collectors.
That's probably a dead end.
Yeah, I'm starting to worry we're not gonna get anywhere this way.
But did we find anything on Tavius anywhere in here?
No. There's no mention of anyone returning to Otari from this bloodline.
So we're still missing something. That or Tavius isn't who he thinks he is.
Vandy has stopped by a couple of times to bring you some complimentary drinks and just kind of pop in and momentarily distract you, pestering you with questions about your day and how it's going and what you'll have for dinner tonight and if you've seen Ziri and if she'll be making it to the next book club meeting.
I'll try and be as courteous as I can while focusing on subject.
Welcoming the distraction from more Booker.
Alright then, keep your secrets. You guys have spent about 30 minutes, which is an impressively short amount of time to do all this research. What are the two of you doing now?
First off, I'm going to try and rendezvous with the others with the Rocky Talkie.
Alright. The two of you step out of the cell where Tavius is speaking, and Gideon's voice erupts out of the ether.
Hey. Nothing's going on your end.
Dead end, it said Sun Sword doesn't have a soul. In fact, it isn't even holy.
Oh man,
Wait.
today is just full of disappointments.
Stray?
A priest nearby hears you say that, Ziri, in the library, and turns to look at you and Gideon. Sazan?
Stray, I interacted specifically with the Sun Sword in like one of the earlier sessions, and specifically felt magic radiating off of it.
Mm-hmm. It's an extremely powerful
Could that
magic
have-
sword.
That's what I got from it as well. It is a powerful magic sword.
Extremely powerful magic sword. What's your
well,
question, Sazan?
Regardless, I was just saying, could that be possible with what we're learning about the sword?
Do you think Sazan had a lot
Yeah,
of
just very.
interactions with holy artifacts and extremely powerful
Probably
magical
not.
items?
Probably not at
Would
all.
you say that a level 13 item to Sazan at level 1 would seem miraculous?
Oh yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with the possibility of it. I'm just questioning what I would know.
Then yes. Your scope
the
of the
same.
world is a bit bigger now, Sazan.
The same possibility has occurred to me that might not even be the real sword in the first place. But the whole thing might just not exist in the first place. It may just be a bunch of crap made up by townspeople over the last 100 years.
Ziri, your theories are fascinating, but this is not necessarily the time or place to be discussing that exact matter.
Aren't we talking on the stones?
I'll whisper into the stone. Do recall where Gideon and I am at the moment.
Well, Gideon asked.
Well, anyways, on our end, we've been looking a little bit into Vol's lineage. We haven't found too much helpful, but we also haven't found any reference to Pavius at all. Which seems a little bizarre. I don't know how deep we want to be digging at this exact moment in time.
I mean, you could ask him about it. Have we made our way outside of the prison, or where are we?
Yep, you've just stepped outside when you pop the rock out to ask how it's going. You're maybe about a 2-minute walk.
I mean, we're not that far away if you want us to go back and ask.
Oh boy,
Couldn't
we're gonna
hurt.
break his heart twice in one day. Your sword's fake and your lineage
he
is
might-
wrong. Get fucked.
Yeah.
He might have
Jesus.
more knowledge of his family than random books that
Your
we have.
sword
Only
whack.
50%.
Your bloodline whack.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. We could ask. All right.
Meanwhile, we should
Start
probably
trudging
head
back
in that
towards the
direction,
prison.
Very well.
because our only option past that is talking to the mayor and starting immediate evacuations.
Yeah. Have we been going? Just for reference, are we only looking at descendants of Vol at the moment? Have we tried looking upwards to maybe parents, that kind of deal, to see if we can find any other
Vol's
splits?
parents?
Yeah.
Their parents? They claimed to have been nobility from Wolfcrone, but they were always very careful not to mention what specific family, because they were very specifically trying to hide their bloodline. They did not want to be known for their family name, ironically.
Interesting. That's probably going to cut off us finding anyone on an earlier branch.
Actually, from what we learned earlier, we look into Otari's bloodline.
Sure. Otari also died a virgin.
Fuck.
It was notorious. He was a huge romantic and a huge flirt, but he only ever had eyes for one woman. Died before he could marry.
I mean, that all checks out.
Yeah, but where do we go from here?
Our best option is to meet up with the others and prepare for the worst.
Very well. Two of you heading up?
Yeah.
Very well. To begin to head out. Well, as Kaziri, you step immediately back into that cell.
Obvious. Sorry to bother you, but we have another question.
Blinks at you silently.
How are you related? What was the name? Sorry, Vol.
Vol, Elendil.
How exactly are you related to Vol Lindale?
I mean, I'm her descendant.
And then how, like, directly?
What? No, she lived like 800 years ago.
Well, guess it would have been helpful if they'd been here. They know more about what they read than I do. So
You each can hear Ziri
I was
asking
speaking
these
with
questions, by the way.
Svan. They were looking into the bloodline, and there seems to be no mention of you or who were your parents?
I'm gonna say I will happily be telling her what we found so far.
My parents were Ashalia and Grey Elendil.
Gonna hold the stone up again. Ring any bells?
Nope.
Nothing.
Anything further back than that?
I don't know. I didn't know most of my family. I only had my mom and pop.
Any idea if there was a reason why your part of the family might not be mentioned? Was there a falling out, or...?
Yeah. Mom and pop had to run from debt collectors up in Wolfgrove.
Ah,
Oh, there we go.
that would explain it, probably.
The four of you converge in the prison.
Well, you think that's sufficient to answer why it wouldn't be in the books? Also, do I have any idea if that's something they would have left out, or if they would have written that it was left out, or...
For the bloodline?
Yeah, the likelihood of it having no mention of anybody because people...
Give me a
couple ran.
society check.
I don't wanna. Okay, oh, hey, it's +4. That's not the worst. Fuck me!
You had to stop rolling hot at some point.
I didn't. It's been like once for this entire campaign, and it was for like 5 minutes.
Can I do that same?
Never
facility
say
check?
it's not
Sure.
the worst. That's the absolute.
Gideon, the debt collectors probably would have gotten them. Wolf-Crone debt collectors are absolutely savage. If they did owe a debt like that, they'd be hunted all the way out here to Otari.
Yep. I'll relay that information. That's about the only part of that that doesn't check out.
Well, my parents drowned.
Drowned.
Mm-hmm. When I was 13.
Forgive me for asking, but do you know what caused it?
Yeah. They were drinking over
The
at the
debt
Crook's Nook.
collectors.
Back when the Crook's Nook was still kind of like a fishing house. The cellar floor there, they got them hatches in the floor. Esmeralda always kept them locked up after it happened, but, I mean, after she bought the place, I mean, that's half the reason she wanted it. She always hated those floors. They got drunk, took a tumble into the river, and, well, they drowned.
Sorry to hear about that. Just gonna glance at the others. Were they buried nearby?
Yeah, their graves over at the graveyard.
I'm gonna side eye Zero.
I'm gonna very, almost imperceptibly, just shift from one foot to the other.
Siri lets out a huh.
You don't say.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, it might be a long day tomorrow.
What do you mean?
Just try and get some good rest.
Raises an eyebrow at you. Yeah, okay. You too? I guess?
Thanks, I won't.
Is he always like this?
Unfortunately.
That's like the 4th time you've asked that. You'd think
I
you'd
don't
know
know.
the answer by now.
Maybe he has a reason for it.
What's the reason?
Things have been a bit stressful
No.
today.
I meant for asking you 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll get some rest. He gestures around at his cell. You know, when I stop having visitors, and also at the existential crisis.
Existential
mean-
crisis.
He's gonna kind of nod towards the sword.
Oh yeah, hey priest, it's not holy.
I see.
Sure
It's
would have
very
been nice for
magical.
one of the
The sword,
priests
though.
in the damn Dawnflower to have told me.
I don't know if they knew.
What do you mean you don't know if they knew? How do you not tell a sword's holy? You know, well, you know, other than if you're me and don't know.
I mean,
About-
Cezanne didn't know.
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
seems to reconsider his idea that the entire town was in on a conspiracy against him.
Regardless, we should let you rest.
Yeah. Apparently I'll need it for some mysterious thing tomorrow.
Well, I hope it doesn't come to that.
What? No, that was... You could just tell me.
Ziri's gonna quietly slip out.
Give me a stealth check. Unless by quietly slip out, you mean she just leaves.
Walk out the front door and
Just
walking out of prison.
leaves.
He watches you leave, raises a hand as if like, hey, what the fuck? And just... Why are you guys being weird?
It's been a stressful day.
Yeah, and tomorrow too, apparently.
Unfortunately.
So, Slinger, tell me.
Ziri's gonna pause right outside the door and then peep a head in. I mean, maybe he deserves to know.
My town's under attack.
First things first, don't do anything stupid.
Doriana's cursed. The sword's not holy. What is happening?
Shit that we absolutely could never have foreseen.
Is this just like a game you guys play where you dance around the answer and see who drops the ball first? Because it's not fun.
Fine, I'll be the guy.
Okay, cool. Because I was about to grab the priest and make him tell me.
What?
Actually do that.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Tavius opens the door.
Gideon?
We really
I-
good
I-
work on
Much
that
better
since
conversationalist than I am.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really understand the whole devil realm thing that well, so honestly, you might be the best one to have this discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
God damn you, Tavius. Tavius rolls a
36.
nat 20 to...
I'm gonna say that he is level 5. That is wrong fucking roll.
Tavius
the
grips
highest
Cezanne
roll
by
is a
the
37.
collar, picks him a full, let's say about 9 inches off the floor, and pins him against the wall. Talk.
I was going to tell you!
Yeah, you're going to tell me now.
Could you at least set me down?
No. Because then you'll get cryptic and weird.
Ziri's head is still peeking around the corner in curiosity.
Wesk is going to look over to Gideon. We need to have a serious talk about your sense of humor.
I
Okay.
didn't think this is funny. I just wanted him to ask. Again, I really think he's the best one for this conversation, but I don't think he can do it like that.
Based on my knowledge, what is the nicest way to break to someone that a contract devil wants their soul?
Can I roll for plot?
It's not a roll for plot. That is
Give me a
trying to use
diplomacy
character
check.
charisma where I don't have it in
Diplomacy
real
is part of
life.
that.
Give me a diplomacy check. What are you telling him? What are you conveying to him?
Damn.
Specifically. You don't have to use exact words, but what info is important to you to convey?
I'm going to tell him about the conversation with Urizen, the threat against Otari, and Urizen's contract.
Okay. As you talk, you watch as he kind of just lets you drop. Tazan thuds to the ground 9 inches below.
Yeah, you see, this is why we were dancing around the subject.
He staggers back. What?
But we're not going to let that happen.
I'm going to hell?
Not if we have anything to say about it.
No. No one's dragging you to hell.
He sits down on the edge of the bed.
It's any consolation. The only person who could bring you is a opponent of Belcora. There's no taking unwillingly here.
None of us plan to take you in, if that's what you're worried about, even though I know it's not.
Maybe you should.
You see, we don't turn our friends over to contract devils.
Just a good rule for life, really.
But it would help you guys out a lot.
Sometimes the easy way isn't the right way.
And the right way is risking everyone's life?
Right way is evacuating everyone.
So why haven't you?
Because we were hoping to find an alternative. Fortunately, every route that we've taken so far has come up blank.
Zuri, are you still just head in the door?
Yes.
Oh, okay. A few of the guards have been coming and going and tapping you on the shoulder as they come through. Just
He
sorry.
kind of just swats them away. Hand behind her back, doesn't look, just swats.
They are now sidestepping and squeezing past you into the door. Pardon me. I'm sorry.
Just gonna sigh and step back in. Hey, this is what I said.
It's always been a house for really fun, awkward scenes.
He's gonna want to do some sort of heroic sacrifice himself because
Yeah, dumbass move.
It's not dumbass. It's heroic. She said it.
Yeah, dumbass move.
Okay, well, apparently my sword isn't holy, and I'm not a hero, so I can be a dumbass. That's all I know.
But he said you weren't a hero. Said it wasn't the sword that made you a hero.
So am I a hero or no?
Yes.
You're what you make of yourself.
I mean, you are to me. Did save me. That's heroic.
Save the town.
Small blushy marks.
At least twice.
What if we kill him?
Yeah, that's the best option here.
Urzen?
Yeah.
I wish it was that easy.
Why ain't it?
Could be.
And devils are powerful. But we figured fighting on home turf would be a better advantage than fighting in the depths of the Abomination vaults.
I don't even know if we're in the Abomination vaults at this point. That might just actually be hell. I don't know where that
It's-
portal took us.
It's a facsimile.
What if we just go down there and kill him, though? I mean, there's no reason to even get the town involved.
I don't know if we could.
Because as far as we have come, as strong as each of us has become, we don't stand a chance against him on a head-on-head fight.
Yeah, let me put it this way, Tavius. I don't know how many devils it's going to take us all down, but I have a rough idea of how many he intends to use.
Not enough.
Hard to disagree.
Where's this bravado coming from all of a sudden?
Because I haven't ever lost a fight.
Doesn't mean you can.
But until I do.
Hmm.
A hero way to throw your life away.
I'm not throwing my life away if I win. I'm throwing his life away.
Even if we kill him, he can still come back.
Well,
Unfortunately,
You know,
devils don't have this whole one life thing that we're stuck with.
but thinking about it, obvious might. Oh wait, no, never mind. You said that we knew in character that he could read our thoughts, right?
that's what the imp told you.
Yeah, I want some clarification on that because I had a fairly good roll a while back
Cezanne,
ago on
he cannot
Contract
read your
Devils.
thoughts. He's just very good at reading people.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, the thought that occurs to me is that if we bring him to Vias, he might be too distracted with what he wants. Us having to jump on him might be our best chance. Who knows what he's going to bring to invade the town?
It's what, you're just gonna lie to the devil?
It gets us
That's
right
not
to him.
bad.
Gets us right to him in the middle of his armies.
True.
And then what do we do when he comes back?
Well, that wouldn't be our problem, really.
How long
long
does
does
a
it take
Contract
for him-
Devil roughly take to come back? I can make a roll on this if you want me to.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not trying to ask this all off of my previous. Okay.
Give me a religion check, as usual.
Yeah.
Cezanne, you recall he's not been back to hell in about 800 years, and he owes that soul to someone stronger than him. There's a good chance he doesn't get to come back until he deals with not fulfilling a prior contract.
Actually, now that
He won't be
put some thought
killed
into it.
permanently, but he'll be disposed of for a while, assuming whoever he failed lets him return.
Now that I'm thinking on it, he did mention owing the soul to someone more powerful.
Why does
Someone
everybody
we'd
want my soul?
arguably be sending him back to.
Sadly, it was Anne Elendil's soul that was promised 800 years ago.
You wouldn't happen to know of another Elindial, would you?
The one and only.
Well, unfortunately, that's where we're at.
Of course.
Were you
Well-
saying something?
No.
Well then, I would say our best bet is to steady up on weaknesses and prepare ourselves as best we can. We're going to try and try and fake out a contract team, and we're going to need to be damn well prepared.
Oh boy.
Is that why I'm sleeping?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be it.
Okay, that's cool, because I'm not going to be able to sleep now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You're not very persuasive, though.
You're not wrong.
Well,
Okay, good talk.
Anything you got that can help us? Anything back at the shop or anything? It's the best way to kill a devil. He looks over to Cezanne briefly.
Want some, like, basic weaponry? I can make you something.
I mean, you made this, right? It's gonna hold up the sword.
I got a couple of things that S left me, but that was kind of like a personal stash thing, like a savior spike and got some anti-corrosion oil.
That might actually be good.
We should probably take whatever we can get. Every little bit will help.
He tosses you the keys to the shop.
Gideon tries to hide the fact that he just feels like a kid in a candy store right now.
For the sake of brevity, if you do loot Tavius's shop, you do find a few items from Ceylondia stashed under his bed, just in a box. You also can obtain any level 0 weapon or armor you wish for free. But he has a savior spike, oils of mending, anti-corrosion oils, regular oils, and waterproof firearm carrying cases.
Which I already have a number of.
Are you looting any of those?
I would probably take the Savior Spike and Oil of Mending. Well, how much do I have? Yeah, certainly can't hurt.
Okay.
Is a is a dagger a level 0 item?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Could I take one dagger?
Sure.
I
What,
need
you
a
need
contingency
daggers like that
plan.
here? Actually expired. For this.
You now have one dagger, Cezanne.
Thank you.
Just a common little knife made by Tavius. Alright, what's everybody doing?
we should go rest and then do research before heading out and prepare.
Yeah. I don't like our odds, but can't
5
think of
people.
anything else to even it at this point.
People are better than 4.
That's true, and he can't risk killing Tavius.
Yes.
Well, yes, he can. He
He
just
can?
needs the soul.
Does the soul not go to the soul stream if Tavius dies?
He has a ritual to trap the soul.
Oh. And that works for a certain time after death?
Correct.
Okay.
You said We can have any level 0 weapon? Is that what
Or
you said?
armor, yes.
Or armor. Okay.
Basically, any just common store-bought level 1 starter item. You can just have it for free.
Gotcha.
Well, except for firearms.
Makes sense.
No gun witch today.
My gun witch.
Everyone going back to the Rowdy Rockfish?
Yeah.
Very well. You each return to the Rowdy Rockfish for the night. Brenda greets you, notices that you all seem troubled, and asks if there's something going on.
It's just been a long day.
Okay. Well, I wanted to surprise you. Maybe this will cheer you up. And she brings out some tasty crab cakes. Bought them from Tammy, just, as a surprise for you guys. Fresh from the fishery. You guys remember the fishery, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
I miss fighting rats.
It always makes me feel better.
Okay. Each of you go to sleep? Each of you going to bed?
Where's
Yeah.
the crab cakes?
Oh, yeah.
They
Order of
are
operations.
delicious.
Yay. Okay, now I can sleep.
Very well. Each of you tuck in for the night. Anybody need to do anything?
Oops, sorry, I clicked it too fast.
It's absolutely fine. It won't matter.
Okay.
Anyone doing anything?
I'd like to take some time before I rest to just step outside and seek some guidance from the stars
Okay.
before the day ends.
Step down to the beach.
Yeah.
Very well. Step down to the beach. And that beautiful, beautiful lake reflects the sky above. 2 sets of stars. Give me an astrology check.
Sure. Yeah, there. I forgot where my button was for a second.
Cezanne. Your stomach
Yeah.
lurches. Bottomless curse, a bottomless sea that swallows all that is or will be. And you watch as the night sky is reflected in the waves, twisting and churning. Cruel mockery of the night sky that remains pure and steady. And the words, a bottomless curse, a bottomless sea, linger in your mind over and over and over.
Rub at my eyes. And this will get to me.
Okay. You finish up your prayers. Slightly unnerved, and return to bed. Zahn returns from the beach just in time to see Ziri polish off more than her fair share of crab cakes.
Oh, you're still up. Hey, Siri.
Yeah?
Gax is
She's
trying
gonna-
to shove as big of a bite into his mouth as he can, and you are encouraging him.
Gonna use a pinky to kind of help push it into his mouth. Yeah, yeah. Well, we were about to head to bed, but what's up?
Oh, no, it's nothing. My mind's just still very much on that.
Well, very much
That
on
phrase from earlier.
I have to specify. There's been a few phrases. I feel.
The one we keep. The one that was on the changeling and on Rin's arm.
Oh, the hand one. She
Yeah.
kind of thinks to herself. Um, something to do with a bottomless curse and a bottomless sea, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She pauses and then, like, thinks back for a moment. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but that dwarf that was incapacitated, whatever poison was used on him apparently can incapacitate hydras. Do you know anything about hydras?
Do I know anything about hydras?
Yes.
Give me an Arcana or Nature check.
I mean, only things I've read.
And they've got regenerating heads. They're more like fish than they are dragons. You don't know anything specific. You couldn't, they're aquatic. Nothing.
Why?
Well, I have a feeling that whatever they got to incapacitate those, they didn't go to the surface to get it. So that
Give
means
me an
that they went.
Arcana or Nature check when you're done.
Oop, hold on, I got too many pages open here. Not pages, I got too much. I gotta finish my note. Hold on. Can't multitask. Okay. Close. Nature or Arcana, you said?
Yep. Okay.
So, you remember when I told you that there was a lot of stuff pointing towards water?
Yes.
Thinking that the hydras might be down.
Well, yes, Didn't we see the place that led down to the hydras?
Did we?
You saw down into the pit. One of the monsters fell into the pit and was devoured, but I don't know.
I don't
if
think we
everyone
received
saw
any
that.
hint towards hydras specifically until the poison thing, did we?
Speaking out of character,
Yeah.
Suzanne's vision on that matter of the purpose of the room.
Yes. In that case, so seems weirdly knowledgeable about the Hydra. Siri?
You knew about the hydra?
Oh yeah, there was that room where they fed the people to the hydra. We all came across it.
Well, we might want to take note a little more about hydras before we go back in if we're able to, just in the off chance. There's a hydra waiting for us somewhere.
Siri does seem oddly fascinated with this Hydra thing, Suzanne. Ziri, for
Right,
some reason,
well.
Hydras seem pretty fucking cool to you.
How much do I know about hydras?
With that earlier nature check, you don't know anything specific. All you know is that you feel some sort of like a teenage white girl in astrology signs. You're just like, man, I kind of dig that. That's kind of rad.
Yeah, hydras. I think I might get a hydra tattoo. She's gonna kind of stand up slowly and excuse herself from the table before making her way upstairs.
Gax is still unable to close his mouth from how much cake is in his mouth, but he's just kind of riding along with you. He's now asking you to close his mouth for him. He cannot.
We will try to pinch his little snoot shut.
Okay. The two of you ascend upstairs. Gideon West. Out of your armor.
Yes.
More towards Gideon, but
Fair enough. I kind of figured.
Yes.
very well. What are the two of you doing while the mages act suspicious?
Yeah, I'm used to that at this point.
Probably maintenance.
I'm gonna comb over some of the junk that I got from Asshole McGee.
Maintenance with a very, very intensive eye.
Big day tomorrow, Wesk.
Hmm.
Wesker, are you attached to this gun?
I'd say so.
You ever buy it special oil?
Yeah, I mean, if it needs a good oiling.
See it more as a tool or as an extension of your arm?
I'd say an extension at this point. It would take a lot to replace it.
Got any special rituals you do? Night.
Um,
Big night like this?
Zeroing in the sighting.
Very well. Wesk is taking a noticeably longer time with his gear tonight. Gideon? How do you treat your gear?
I try to keep it clean. I try to keep it basically maintained. But he hasn't historically had any special attachment to materials. He's got some very nice things now, so that's new. This is a first for him. But he's not quite sure what to do with it. Does it need some kind of special care or maintenance? Because he just usually takes a rag and kind of rubs it.
Yeah, a common wolf crone soldier has not seen a lot of plate mail in his life.
Yep. Not used to having a full set of armor, much less a magical sword, a magical shield, or any of this crap. He's probably carrying more value than he's seen in the rest of his life on him right now.
Oh no, you've seen far more valuable things from wolf crone. This is the most
Okay,
you've
yeah, that's fair.
owned.
He's probably touching more than he's ever been allowed to touch in the rest of his life.
There you go. Dear, you stand upstairs to see your marshals fussing over their gear.
Seems pretty normal.
Actually, Siri.
Hmm.
I got this junk from, You know what? Don't worry about it. I've got some junk. Can you tell me what it is?
Okay.
I'll
I'll
hand
try.
her over the 3 things that I got from, the champion.
Okay. Siri, give me some crafting checks, because
Oh, they're crafting
cast a
checks.
quick glance over them, and you don't know why Gideon's asking you to do this, because they are not pinging magic. They're just some jewelry.
Then I should ask Wes. I should have known they weren't going to be magical in any way, shape, or form.
Beautiful.
Hey, you did pretty good on one of them.
Beautiful.
Siri, you pay attention long enough to realize
Yeah,
Give
why don't
this-
you go ask Wesk what the rest of these are?
give this ring a... Yep, this sure is a gold ring with an emerald in it, and you just don't care to identify the rest. You toss them back into his hand. They're not magic.
Wesk,
Huh?
I'm gonna show him the stuff. Take a look at these for me.
Give me some
All
crafting
right.
checks.
I'm not much for appraisal.
Hold on.
And apparently Ziri's talents only extend to the weird.
Siri, you could totally identify that if you wanted to. It's just dumb and stupid.
Oh, I'm still wearing it. Okay. It's not. It's gonna be the bonus. Hold on. Stowed versus. It's not giving me the +1 bonus.
I'll just roll it and I'll add a +1, bud. I assume you're using your mouth or eyepiece.
Yes.
Yep.
This is at a +1. And this is at a +1.
These seem to be some mighty fine jewelry, Wesk. This is a ruby encrusted dagger, but you have no idea what it's worth.
Well, that right there is a mithril bracelet. And that right there is a ruby encrusted dagger. You're gonna need to take that to a appraisal shop to get an actual price on it.
Yes. The thing I can easily find in the fishery town.
Regardless, they are all pretty valuable, Wesk, ranging from 20 to 40. The dagger's probably worth at least another 40.
So you got about 100 gold there overall.
Great. Might be able to get Cezanne to buy something nice.
You know, the day before he dies.
Hmm.
Suzanne,
Hey,
you
if I was
finally
that
make
dude.
your way upstairs. The party is fussing over loot.
You two are still awake too. I guess it's not going to be easy to sleep tonight.
I just wanted to make sure my gear was in order, and then this idiot can't tell when jewelry is jewelry.
I can tell it's jewelry. The question is types of jewelry. I don't know much from metals. And I know the difference between iron and silver, but I don't have a lot of care for different types of gold, black metals.
Gideon, do you think a street kid grew up seeing a lot of gems?
Honestly, I'm surprised Jim West has this much knowledge about gems.
See, that's the trade in Zealandia. What do you think they're mining for?
Gunpowder?
Well, I mean chemicals, yes, but you also tend to find other things when you're digging in the ground.
Wesk, you momentarily think back to the fact that the Brusher's Gap is the largest open-air mine that leads down into the Underdark.
Hmm.
Sometimes you dig too greedy and too deep. They don't need to know that.
Yeah.
There's a couple of Lord of the Rings references tonight.
Regardless, Everyone turning in?
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh wait. I'm gonna look through the books that
Okay.
we have and see if there's anything that mentions this devil. From a glance.
From a glance, what do you have?
I don't know, we have just
Skull, Great
piles of books.
Feast, Worm. Nothing on devils in particular, no. Let's check
Okay.
your inventory. You do have an infernal contract.
Yeah, I do have that.
Come on, I told you we never brought it back.
Yeah. That was a side quest on like floor 3.
Alright, come on, I had a conversation about whether we'd ever brought that back or not.
Nope, he's still up there. I guess they died.
Wait, where were we supposed to return that to?
The guy that was stuck in the prison that he had just been scribbling on the walls.
Doesn't ring a bell. How well?
Yep. Ziri, I will let you do some last minute research. Maybe you can rack your brain. Give me your religion check. Maybe you can learn more than Cezanne, but it's gonna be a stretch. No, you pretty much know the exact thing that Cezanne does. Thankfully, these devils are pretty infamous, but they keep their weaknesses hidden pretty well.
Bitches.
Actually... Damn it, I wish I remembered what number Cezanne rolled exactly. Cezanne, do you aid?
Sure. I can aid.
Give me a religion check. Excellent.
Nice.
I will let you guys research, kind of conglomerating your knowledge. I will let you guys ask me about its physical body, as in its saves and resistances and stuff like that. I will let you guys ask me about its spellcasting potential, or I will let you guys ask me about special abilities it has in specific.
What do you think would be most helpful, Cezanne?
Well,
Either
spellcasting
learn
and
things that
saves
help
are
us-
both going to be really high. Honestly, I'm thinking special abilities is probably the most useful, unique thing that we're going to pull something from.
Yeah, I was leaning either that or body just to figure out how to take it down faster so we can do the specials.
You want to know about that?
Yes, special ability.
Very well. Perhaps the most deadly thing about high-ranking devils are its infernal wounds that it leaves behind, Cezanne and Ziri. Every single one of a contract's devil's melee strikes deal bleed damage that are incredibly hard to heal. It starts at a DC 20 flat check.
Flat
It's
check?
Flat check. They only naturally stop bleeding on a nat 20. On top of that, because they are imbued with unholy magic and they are powerful enough, every time you try to heal a creature suffering from the infernal wounds, it's a DC 28 counteract check, or you fail to magically heal the creature. The wounds a high-ranking devil leaves Do not go away. If he gets you in melee range, you're going to feel it. As well as that, their quill is exceptionally deadly at this infernal wounding.
Or what?
Their quill, what they write.
Riding quill.
Okay.
Gideon, what is your strike chance?
He just walked back asking that one more time.
Gideon's got a plus 17 to hit with his sword. The contract devil is better than him with his quill.
Yeah, that checks out.
So he wasn't around for the information we just learned. If you want to catch him up on that real quick, Sazan.
Yes. So the contract devil on melee hit leaves or causes a bleed, which has a DC 20 flat check. While inflicted with this, it's very hard to be magically healed. It's a DC 28 counteract check.
Very cool.
And their quill is better at hitting than you are.
So what you're saying is we're going to die.
We fight it.
It's got... Sazan has to roll a 16 or higher for his healing magic to go through if you are suffering infernal wounds.
Welp.
Devils are scary.
Yeah.
And Urdazin is a high-ranking devil. Everybody sleeping?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to do at this point.
Very well. Need everybody to give me a will save.
Did my roll go through? I'm not seeing it pop up on screen.
Yes, you rolled a
I didn't
19.
see it either.
Oh,
Yeah, mine didn't show up either.
They blind rolled.
Yeah.
I didn't blind roll.
Blind
No, it
roll.
just never showed up.
I just clicked
You rolled a
normal.
32.
Yeah, Wesk fucking
Cool.
killed it.
Oh, I only saw the 2.
Yeah, so did
I
I.
see all of them.
I only see 2s in mine.
No,
The fuck?
you see, there's right there. Oh, you don't see West.
No, I don't see any of them. These are the religion checks from earlier.
Oh.
Regardless.
Well, regardless, I see them all.
Yeah, Stray has them. Stray has them.
I see everything. Except the number that I need to see right now. I don't see that. What the fuck? Where is that? Okay. Firstly, Gideon, bad news.
Hmm.
You slept like shit. You had nightmares all night long.
Yeah,
And
that
you
checks
awake
out.
fatigued. What's the worst thing Gideon has ever saw?
Let's say one of his friends getting stabbed in childhood.
Okay. You see that again tonight? You toss and turn, and you are powerless to protect him or save him. How'd it happen? Just street urchin, random criminal?
Yep. Trying to grab food for the day.
Just random death.
Merchant managed to snag his arm. Punched dagger to his chest. Gideon was watching on with an apple. Boy just wasn't quick enough.
Just wasn't quick enough. You toss and turn, and as you watch your childhood friend turn into Wesk, getting stabbed. Try as you might, however, every time you toss and turn over, go back to sleep for the night, it's somebody else getting stabbed. Now it's Tizan, now it's Siri, now it's Tavius, Rin, the mayor. All of them, one by one. You sleep like shit. Siri. You also sleep like shit. You awake fatigued. You have a terrible nightmare where you and your mother, a pale woman with many hands, streak blazingly fast through a dark forest, trees erupting around you at all angles and all sides. Desperately, you're attempting to run from a great, terrible black wolf made out of smoke and ash and shadow. Piercing red-hot coals for eyes. A feathered collar around its neck. It bounds after you and your mother, and you are forced to watch as your mother urges you to run in all her resplendent moonlit glory. Turning around, you streak into the darkness by yourself. However, as you turn, there's no sign of your mother or the wolf, until suddenly the wolf is immediately upon you before you can react, and things go dark. And you realize this is a deep, locked away memory from childhood you have. You never saw your mother again. Tizan, you stand in the middle of the Otari Lake, out in the middle of the lake somewhere. Barely visible specks of land all around you, and you are staring up into the morning air. It's a cloudy day, but it doesn't matter anymore. As a great black figure stretches from one end of the horizon. Standing, it rises, stretching across the sky, an impossible height until it seems to wrap around to the other horizon. Flecks of black ink rain from the sky, touching the lake, and you watch as the lake slowly loses all color. The entire world grows dimmer and dimmer, less and less saturated around you, and the water rises slowly up to your knees at first and your hips. You can't bring yourself to move. It's like you've developed a sense of nihilism, ennui. There's not a point anymore. And then you watch as the lake turns into ink around you and swallows up your sight. And you awake feeling fatigued. Very well. Morning arrives in Otari, gang. Wes, you slept great. You feel like you had a bad dream, but you can't really recall what it was.
Oh,
Yeah?
this is how it ends. At least we went down fighting.
Gang,
You're
the
gonna
rest
just
of you
have me
have woke up
groaning and
fatigued.
rubbing at her eyes.
Have you? Okay.
Gideon, there's a envelope under the door.
What fresh hell is this? I'll stumble over to pick up the envelope.
It's got the seal of Wolfgrone on it.
He'll fully open one eye while the other remains half shut.
It's a letter. Something rattles around in it.
He'll pour out the contents into his hand.
Small rune tumbles into your hand. The shifting rune you ordered. The only other thing in here is a receipt.
He'll keep the receipt. See if he can expense it later. I guess today's a good day to visit Raver. Also got some things we should probably sell. Sazan, I assume you have some things you need?
I don't even know where to start at this point.
Start with anything that kills devils, I guess.
Gideon, you will find every one of your shifting weapons in your inventory now. They weigh nothing, but you will have to manually equip them. Each of them replicates the effects of the Sunblade, per their description.
Yuck.
It will, however, take you 8 hours of today to inscribe the rune.
Great. Gideon does his best to psych himself up, splashes some cold water on himself. No time like the fucking prison. Seen worse days today.
Your companions look like shit, Wesk. Nobody slept last night.
Guys. There's no finagling our way out of this one, sadly.
If I thought of something, I would have recommended it already.
But at the end of the day, that's what heroes do.
Walk into
March
something
to their
knowing they
deaths.
can't come out.
Either way. It's what we can for today.
Alright. I'm gonna take Sazan on a shopping spree.
Gideon, a voice erupts into your head the moment you touch the door. Good morning.
Fresh hell is this?
Have you given thought to our deal? It's Urtizen's voice, speaking directly
Oh,
into your
got it.
mind.
You'll have an answer by the 24-hour mark.
You receive no response. What's everyone doing?
Clearly dragging Cezanne downstairs.
I'll go with him.
Very well. You two descend the steps. Below, one Brenda Vankervell is cheerily cooking. She's mixing together some flapjacks today. She dusts off, hands on her apron. Oh, I'm sorry. I know it's just a little thing, but, well, I didn't really feel like doing anything too special today.
Oh, it's completely fine.
It's always appreciated.
You know, you four are some of the most polite guests we've ever had. And certainly, I won't be forgetting you until the day that I die. You guys are practically family now, as much as you've helped me last time.
I'm gonna say, no matter what
Thanks a
happens,
lot.
thanks for everything, Brenda.
Of
It's been a
course.
second home.
It will always be your second home, sillies. Well, until I close up shop.
Yeah. Oh. How has the process of your search been going?
Well,
You can find any place to move to?
yes, I think we'll move somewhere up near Ceylondia. I have a cousin up that way, a Ceylondian dwarf, of course. And, well, I hear so many awful things about the place these days, but, well, with Wolfed Crone coming in, I think it might be safer. Maybe they can bring some order to that place.
Gideon's trying his best to hide the fact that he has very conflicted feelings on everything in that moment.
But don't let me stop you. You two should go about your way. You're heroes now. Old Town's counting on you.
Yeah, I only hope that we can live up to their expectations.
I'm sure nobody could ever hate you. You've done more than enough.
Thank you.
Anytime. Now, sit. I'm about to bring Ziri her coffee. As she does that, she pours you a glass of coffee each before grabbing an untouched pot of coffee and beginning to lug it up the stairs. There's a knock at the door, Ziri. Your coffee is here.
Ziri will get up. And is she still standing at the door with it?
Yep.
Okay. She'll get up and open the door. We're taking it and trying to give her a smile, but kind of failing. Thank you.
Oh, Ziri, you look positively pale. You should head on down to the Dawnflower Library. Maybe they can give you something.
Yeah, I'll do that. I appreciate it.
Of
She sets the
course.
coffee aside.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. I'm a little bit limited, but
She gives kind of a distant smile and nods before slowly closing the door.
Wes, what are you doing?
Let's probably just follow Gideon and Suzanne after everyone finishes up eating.
Very well. Boys descend the
Oh.
stairs.
Oh,
After a
okay.
while, Ziri will head towards the library as well.
Okay.
While we're eating, just Gideon and I, before people come down, I'd like to talk to him very quickly. That's okay.
Sure.
Gideon,
Yeah.
have you put any thought onto what we're gonna do if things go horrifically south?
I mean, if things go horrifically south, I figure it's not my problem anymore. And then
But
that noise.
in a way, is it not still our problem? Sounds depending on us people here. Rin's still depending on us.
You have an emergency escape option?
If worst comes to worst, I don't even like to think this.
Ziri, you
He-
come downstairs.
Worst comes to worst, do we go along so that others might live?
Gideon's gonna look over, still half stupefied. This is not a conversation for me to have at 7 in the morning. I barely slept.
Understandable. It's not one I'd like to have either. I want to have full confidence that we can march down there and save the day, but I'm scared. And I'll go back to my coffee.
Gideon's head is hovering about an inch over his plate at this point. Been a knife in the head today, but no.
Alright. You guys each spend about 20 minutes eating some breakfast. What are you doing?
My first stop is to get this route fixed, so I think I'm headed to Raver.
Fair enough.
Second stop after that is going to be anywhere where I can offload a whole bunch of shit.
Okay. Gideon, you do some quick math in your head and you realize that if you get this to Raver ASAP, in 8 hours, it will be 4 o'clock. It will be time. This will be basically all you can do in that 24 hours.
So, I won't be able to trade any good or anything else.
You
So I
can't.
thought I
I'm
was just
saying
gonna drop
those
it
two
off.
things. You're going to drop the rune off and then go shopping, but then you'll have
Yep.
to go back and pick it up the moment it's done.
Oh yeah, that's about all I had planned anyway.
Very well. Gideon, you're going to have to hustle out the door now, then.
Yeah, I can run.
Okay. Gideon starts to jog as best he can with no sleep. What are the rest of you doing with your 8 hours left?
I'm noticing I actually didn't run a long rest. One sec, let me deal with spells.
In the meantime, West, you don't have spells. What are you doing? West, retraining will take 8 hours.
Yeah, but even if I retrain, I won't have enough time to actually make the items.
Don't you get quick alchemy?
Do I? I don't think that was a part of it.
I will double check. No, you do not get quick alchemy.
Yeah. No sense in getting it right now.
Very well. You've got 8 hours.
I think Weska's just going to see if he can't get some bullets sanctified or anything like that.
You want some sanctified bullets?
I don't know if I can afford them, but
Okay.
I'll definitely be accompanying Gideon and Cezanne on their shopping trip to see if there are any.
Okay. We'll say you head for the markets for now.
Hmm.
Or would you like to go to the Dawnflower Library?
Probably the Dawnflower would have the the ability to sanctify items.
Siri,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I said after a while she was going to go to the Dawnflower as well.
Very well. Cezanne?
So I'll probably start out with the Dawnflower before meeting up with Gideon.
Alright.
Can be found.
We'll start over here at you two as you each step into the Dawnflower Library. Life continues on as it always has. As it theoretically might continue. What are the two of you doing?
Siri's going to look for what's her face?
Vandy?
Yes, Bandy. Where is she in here? Bandy. Bandy. There we go. Here she is. Yes.
Very well. She strides forward. She's easy to find. She waves as each of you enter, still wearing her nice, clean, white Saren Ray robes. Good morning, you two.
Morning.
Morning, Bandy.
You look tired.
It's
I am.
It's been a long day or so.
Wait, are you with Gideon or are you with these two, Cezanne?
I was sorry. Do I not have time to go to the Dawnflower and then rendezvous with Gideon?
Oh, yeah, you can then.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I said that.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but, what can I help you with today? Always able to help.
I'm here because Brenda recommended that you might be able to help with. She's going to kind of gesture vaguely at her face.
Oh, Ziri, honey, no. you're beautiful already. Who told you that?
She's gonna wilt further.
She pretends to roll up her sleeves. You just tell me who told you that, and we'll have a nice long
I
conversation.
think Brenda
We'll
thought you might
invite
be
them.
able to help with the lack of sleep.
Oh. Well, I typically take some tea.
Any specific kind?
No, I just like a nice Earl Grey.
I don't know if that's enough to help at the moment.
I'm sorry.
I might need something stronger than tea.
I suppose we could always try magic.
Magic is good.
Magic, the stronger tea.
I mean, I've seen how Ziri treats coffee.
Coffee, the stronger magic.
You make it right.
Very well. Well, I do have one thing, but I was sort of saving it. I suppose I can make an exception for you, though. She begins to stride into her personal chambers.
Would be. She's gonna kind of look confused and see if it seems like she's supposed to follow her. She'll follow her.
You notice that she is reaching up under her bed and pulling out a secret compartment.
Is there smut in that compartment?
What? No.
No, that's just out on the shelves.
Oh. She returns to her digging. Before long, she retrieves a very intricate-looking spell scroll. She closes the box, puts it back under the bed, and you watch as she hides it back under the underside of the mattress in the bed frame. It's very well hidden. She sheepishly hands you a spell scroll.
You will take it. Looking as curious as
You
possible with how
must
sleepy
not
she is.
judge me.
Judge you? She's gonna look confused, thinking if she was going to judge her, would she not have already done it?
She releases the grip on the spell scroll. As you unfurl it, you realize this is a spell called Soothing Spring, Ziri. It creates a portable hot spring around you for about an hour. If you spend a full hour soaking, you regain 10 d8 hit points and remove the fatigued condition.
Nice.
It can
And
contain
it only-
16 people at a time.
Extra nice. She's gonna kind of perk up a little, but why would I judge you for this? This is amazing. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Ziri, this is a 4th level spell.
I stick by what I just said.
Well, I had always intended to sneak away one day and just kind of have a little spa day to myself, but I suppose I can always find another one these days.
He's gonna kind of grasp her by the shoulders and give her a little shake. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Whoa. Look at the scroll.
What's the cost on a 4th level spell scroll?
What?
Yeah, that's why.
You should now have the Soothing Spring spell scroll in your inventory, Siri. It is 70 gold.
Very nice.
Wesk, do you ask Vandy for help?
Yes, I'd like to get some ammunition sanctified.
I'm sure you would, but I don't really know how to do that, Wesk. Do you have some special method that you could teach me? I don't really know the first thing about gods.
I don't know the first thing about sanctification, sadly. That's why I came here.
Do you... I could give you some holy water.
I mean, would that work?
I mean, it's sanctified.
Yes, it's probably better than nothing.
Well, it's not free. It's 3 gold a pop.
I'll still take 2.
Very well. You may come down here.
I muted myself, sorry. I said he'll take 5. I will pay for the others.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's how many? You said 3 a pop?
And I paid for 2. I already took 6 gold off my sheet.
So 9? Okay. Remove. There you go.
You can purchase the holy water from her shop if you would like. That's where Gideon managed
He's
to
not
catch.
here.
Never mind.
I don't know where he went.
What you got?
Oh, I
I
think he's
can't.
putting the... No, it's too early for that. I don't know where he went.
I can't.
Oh, you have 1 gold.
Well, I already took 6 gold out. Sorry.
Oh,
You can
okay.
put that 6 gold back, but
I will just give you 2.
and Ziri bought the other 3.
And Ziri, you bought the other 3?
Yeah, I took 9 out.
Okay.
It's,
There. Should be 5 holy water.
yep.
Very well.
Ian is back.
Gideon is back. Gideon,
Yes.
you catch Raver just as he's turning around to lock his door for the day.
Please tell me this isn't a bad time.
It's... oh, how can I help you?
Never mind. I got a rune. I need it attached to this.
He sticks
You'll
his
hold
hand
out
out.
the sword. I will hand him over the
Is
sword.
this important?
This is might be the single most important thing I've ever asked of you.
He squints at you.
He is going to do his best to give him a genuine, earnest look.
He shoves a briefcase into your hands and points to the manor on the top of the school. On the top of the hill where the school is.
Gideon nods, grabs the briefcase.
They're doing mathematics today.
Okay. Okay.
You said it was important.
He will begin jogging off towards the school.
Gideon, you arrive at 8 a.m. with no sleep to a group of high school children wanting to learn about mathematics.
Wanting to?
That was my question.
That's a very different high school than I went to.
Apparently Raver has the best fucking class in the world. No wonder he likes his job.
No, they do not want to learn, as you learn very quickly. Gideon?
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to wonder if death is really so bad.
Roll him a will save.
I mean,
You can hold on.
die, I guess. Honestly, this could go either way, really.
You find yourself more than once just fully stopping to stare at the blackboard, considering what you could get away with.
Gideon is also doing math.
Do not draw a dick and balls. Don't do it.
Don't let the intrusive thoughts win.
Gideon, how do you teach school?
Let's see what Gideon would actually know of math. He'd probably be pretty good at geometry. What kind of math? Gideon's gonna open the briefcase.
Gideon, I don't believe you speak Shadowfell.
That would be correct.
You can't read any of Reaver's notes.
Isn't that supposed to be
His
like a
penmanship
universal
is
language or something?
immaculate, though.
That's nice.
Gideon, give me an intelligence check. Straight D20. No plus or minus.
That's good. That would be the intelligence check, yes! Yep.
Gideon,
Yep.
gym teacher, field day, school field trip.
Yes.
You begin to march the school children outside, desperate for anything that you're better at than this.
Which is anything.
An hour passes as you... You know, the morning jog is really versatile.
It's a really good one.
And you begin to
We'll do some
parade
jumping
the
jacks.
school children around the town for the first hour of the day. Just in time for the mages to step out of the Dawnflower Library to see Gideon is leading the town's children around town. He's not doing a good job
Gideon?
of keeping track of all of them.
I'll try and catch up to Gideon.
There were like 20 of them, right?
You're exhausted.
There were like 20 of them, right?
You didn't think to do a head count with that intelligence check before you left.
We'll go with there were 20.
That's what he tells you, Cezanne.
What's going on here?
It's 8 a.m. and you've lost control of your life.
Pretty much that. 8 in the morning and I've lost control of my life.
I take it this has to do with Raver.
No, I just really felt the need to go teach the local kids today. Yes! Gideon buries his face in both hands.
Detecting weakness, the children begin to scatter.
Gideon?
There were like 16 of them, right? Don't make me yell this morning. Alright.
Do my best to take charge of the situation.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Allegedly, I'm good at these.
These are high school children. They don't belong to reason.
Allegedly, no one is good at these. That do be a good roll, though.
A few of the children are more attracted to the idea of a priest with a gun than any sort of reason or logic. They do
That's
hang around
understandable,
mostly to ask you questions about how they can get guns. There's been a lot of talks about smuggling guns in this town, but not a lot of guns have turned up.
Gideon does his best to not look over immediately at the kobold with several guns.
The
And a
DM also
bandolier.
heard you say Besk.
I don't think I did, but I would not put it past myself.
Oh, have to check the tapes later.
Siri, what are you doing?
I guess I will have gone with them, and I will be just looking at the children in abject horror.
Okay.
Gideon joined you in looking at the children in abject horror.
Besk,
Over the situation or the fact that there are children?
All of it.
In my case,
Who
it's
would let Gideon teach children?
Raver. Raver would do that.
Who would let Raver teach children?
Me. I would do that. 30 go to 10. Anyway. We can
Well,
take
once-
him to go see the dragon.
What?
What?
Wes, you want to take the kids to go see a dragon?
No.
there's a dragon?
Help.
One kid screams.
Please help.
There are now chants of a dragon. Dragon.
No,
Tazan,
I'm not
you've lost
helping.
all control.
Did this to yourself.
Gideon, hold them, Wesk. You can resist if you want.
Are you presenting West?
Was that
as
said
the
in or out of character?
Which part? Because the answer was both were in character.
Are you presenting Wesk as the dragon?
No, I'm presenting Wesk and saying, show them where your kid lives. He's gonna point towards the ruins of a thirsty alpaca.
No! No, it's too dangerous.
See that, kids? He doesn't deny there's a dragon.
Murmured rumor mongering begins. You each
It's
waste
just-
30 more minutes playing with the kids. What
Just going to rub his temples.
How long do we have to babysit?
Until 2:30.
He's gonna stare longingly at the scroll in her pocket.
You know what would be
All
great?
other
You know
sound cuts out.
A hot spring so great about now sounds great.
I mean, yeah, what does that have to do with these kids?
Nothing. Just gonna shut her pocket.
Alright, kids, who wants to learn about wheeling and dealing in the marketplace? That's math related.
Ziri will extend her hand proudly with a little gax, with a little pair of glasses, and a little teacher stick.
Sorry, I was just reminded of this, and it's all I can see Siri doing right now. Alright.
Yeah.
Is anyone assisting Gideon with the children?
No.
Sorry, Cezanne with the children?
No.
Okay. What are you doing then, Ziri?
Ziri's gonna be just kind of off in the corner, going through her books and looking really, really, really bored.
The video's becoming more appropriate every moment.
I will say, for the sake of brevity,
Help us.
2:30 arrives.
Ziri nearly knocks over a desk she was sitting at in excitement as the bell rings.
We smash cut from Ziri reading into reading in a desk chair.
That she really doesn't fit in.
Yep.
You mean they don't make desks for satyrs in a predominantly human village?
Adult satyrs?
Honestly, I think any type of satyr, but
Regardless, it's now 2:30 and you're free. You have an hour and a half before your rune is finished, Gideon. Ziri, you have to soak in this hot spring for an hour if you want to.
Guys, she's gonna pull the scroll triumphantly from her pocket as they walk away
The
from the
moment
school.
the last child leaves
Guys.
the room.
Is
I
this
have a thing.
drugs thing?
It's better.
I'm listening.
I'll take a look at the scroll.
So how does this scroll work exactly? Like, it just summons the hot spring?
Creates a hot spring temporarily where you are for an hour. It is large enough to fit 16 people.
Is the school empty now?
It's not entirely
Okay.
empty, but
Oh, then no, not the school.
We're not turning
Okay.
the school into a hot spring.
this classroom is empty.
Not
Yes.
the anime for this.
There are like maybe 2 other teachers in the entire school right now kind of finishing up. But there are no children. Nobody wants to hang around.
Should we check if Pavius has been able to sleep?
Yeah, I suppose we should see.
It's gonna take you 10 extra minutes to get over there.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Very well. Book it over to Tapius, who is... Wesk, why are you encumbered?
How fucking heavy is the
5.
5. Half
Yep,
of a
which
full-
is just enough to put you over.
Goddamn, West.
It's because he got 7 mines and shit on him.
Yeah.
It's not in his backpack, he's just wearing 7 landmines.
Yes,
That would explain that, yes.
Why don't you put a few of those in your backpack?
Still
Just
encumbered.
a few. Oh, okay.
Still encumbered.
I mean, you could give me them. Or. Wait, you're still hauling around the leather armor?
Good point. Should probably dump that.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's worth selling.
It's worth a whopping 1 gold.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like double what Wesks has.
It is actually double what Wesk has.
Either way,
Either way,
I'll just get rid of it.
you each arrive to Tavius doing squats in the middle of the room.
I think you got enough rest.
It's keeping a good pace. 29, 30, 31.
Obvious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like to join us for a soak in a hot spring?
Wait, what?
What?
Yes or no?
It's
All right,
like
come
a
with us.
Oh, okay.
Gonna start heading out kind of towards the outskirts of town.
Pushes the door open to his cage and just kind of waves at the guard. I'll be back, I guess. Tavius is following.
All right, towards the outside of town.
She's gonna leave town.
Yeah,
Very
just
well.
just the edge of town.
Okay.
So we find kind of a private-looking spot.
I mean, this is literally a main road, so.
Keep wandering.
You going into the fog fin? What do you? Because these are like main roads to like Ashton. You could go like way out past the logging mill, but
That
If we go
seems
too far, we're not going to be able to
too
get
far.
back for the rune before we have to go.
Yep.
where are we going?
And that would be bad.
How big is this hot spring?
It can fit 16 people, so it's probably about
Screw it.
4 squares.
Okay, we're throwing down a hot
Okay.
spring.
Watch as Ziri chants, and a really nicely made magical spring appears. Oh wow, look at that. I thought you might have been
going-
like speaking like metaphorically or something.
Yeah, I wasn't sure
Immediately
either, if I'm honest.
wade in and sink down and let a long sigh out.
Just in your gear, just all of it.
She'll drop her gear first.
Okay. Drop your gear. Presumably still clothed. And if you're not, I don't need to know.
A sauna and a hot spring, back
pretty
to back,
fully
huh?
clothed, I guess.
What is...
If she'll
Anyway.
take off like her robe.
Okay.
Ow!
For the sake of humility.
She's getting in the hot spring.
It smells mildly sulfurous in a not unpleasant way, but go ahead and use your, let's see.
Much better than babysitting.
There we go. You consume your scroll, and you each find yourself in a nice little hot spring. It's about 20 feet on each side, and it's about 5 feet deep. And you are able to just lean against the wall and soak in it. And if you soak in it for an hour, you remove all fatigue. It also restores 10d8 hit points, but none of you are injured.
Reminds me of back home.
Where were you at that had
Where
hot...
did you come from?
She's gonna smile and kind of sink below the water for a moment.
Gax is beside of Ziri. Towel pulled up over his tiny little bat titties, wrapped around his ears.
There's a
Tavius
Rouge
is
the Bat
very
joke in there somewhere.
confused,
It's
Well-
awful.
hops in anyway. Surprisingly, leaving the sword on the ground.
You can't get it rusty.
I don't think it can get rusty.
You know, I'm not sure if this one can either.
eh. You know, the magic in the runes, they kind of lock it in and preserve it, and it's all, eh. It's like a whole thing. We'll get into it.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough
Oh, I'm sorry.
about
Do you make
making-
swords?
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Did you make a magic sword? I'm sorry. Did you make the sword you are currently using?
I mean, I asked you last night if you did.
Yes, I made that sword.
Very nice.
Yeah, I know. I made it. To imitate that hunk of shit.
You want to trade?
No.
'Cause, I mean, I'll take that one. They're both pretty nice.
Yeah, and that's all they are.
Fury never surfaced.
I'm here. Sorry, I just don't have much to add.
I don't think satyrs are amphibious, but again, I don't know enough to dispute it.
Zon's just trying to not think about what is going to occur in a couple of hours.
Very well. Do I have a good song for this? Not really.
Let's hear the hot spring song.
I mean, I have baksheesh music, but I don't know if... I have baksheesh's theme. Alright, that'll have to do.
There.
That'll work.
Nice and relaxed.
Each find a moment of solace together. I'll say for the sake of brevity, we'll go ahead and remove that fatigue condition, but you're going to be pushing it on time. Perception check, everybody.
Oh, what?
Perception check,
Perception?
I knew I shouldn't have tried to do augury as a spell for today.
everybody. What do you mean?
We're not gonna have the time to cast it.
What's augury take?
10 minutes.
You can do it right now.
But it only looks 30 minutes into the future.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem. I think. That's how I read it. Double check.
Let's see.
Results up to 30 minutes into the future and GM's best guess.
Yeah, you use it before you do something stupid for your DM to be like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like going to fight a devil.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't need you to tell me that it's stupid. But
We're just gonna randomize the baksheesh music, fuck it. So, where are you guys from? Like, I don't actually know you all that well.
That's a fair point. Well, I came from Wolfcrone.
Yes, forget I asked.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you, Cezanne?
I came from a small farming village to the south of here.
To the south of here. Ain't nothing down south of here.
Isn't particularly a big place now.
Look up on the mountain.
Sorry, am I not remembering the geography correctly? Let me take a look at your map. Sorry. You know what? Yeah, we'll just go. No, wait. We'll go with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little nameless mountain village.
Yeah.
Very well. And I know the lizard's from Ceylondia. Right?
He's dead now.
Hmm? Sorry.
It's fine.
Honestly, that could have just been in character.
What about you, Siri?
From the Feywilds, aren't I?
You tell me it's your character, honey.
I'm from the Feywilds.
Huh. Ain't
So
that like
that's
a
the
big
one I
deal?
would consider from the south.
No, it's just a place.
Yeah, but it's like really far away. Come on now.
Depends how you travel there, I suppose.
It's like 20 minutes from home.
Yeah, but you
By
live
car.
halfway across the world, so she's halfway across the world and 20 minutes away and on a different plane of existence.
Actually, it's a whole lot of overlap. You know what? Never mind.
I would say this, you spend the best part of your time. You've got about 10 minutes left in the spring. Anyone, any further questions, docs? Any questions you want to know now before you die?
I don't want to die.
I was actually not to say. We don't know much about you either, Davius. Well, you told us about your parents earlier.
Not much to say. Descendant of a hero, or that's what my parents told me. I showed up to this town, and actually, now that I think about it, a lot of their story doesn't make sense. Said they were descendants of Vol when they showed up with the Sun Sword, but that thing was not a holy sword at all. And I don't know. Nobody
Well,
in
there's two
town liked
options.
him anyway.
Nobody in town liked your parents?
No.
Anyone ever come looking for him?
Nah.
So, are you saying that the Sun Sword isn't holy, that it can't be the actual Sun Sword?
Yeah, probably not.
But didn't it... One of the 4 relics we used to take down the wall of force, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Could I think on that? Could a non-genuine Sun Sword have done that?
Yeah.
I guess I probably wouldn't know that.
It's
Yes?
not that it needed to be holy, Sazan. It's that Belcora needed to fear it. That
shit.
was the sword used to kill her. It just isn't a holy sword. Belcora's not like an unholy devil or demon. She was a
Right.
mortal woman.
But it does mean it was Vol's sword.
Very likely. Or,
Very likely.
Or a very
convention
convincing
enough
replica.
facsimile.
yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my parents always had issues with this town anyway. Nobody liked them down here. And if you believe old menhounds, they were criminals from the start anyway, so...
And what do you say their crime was?
Con men. They, the night they died, they came into town talking about how they were descendants of Vol and had the sword, and the Minhem's got that mansion, and they wanted the sword, the relic, and parents would never give it to him. In the end, they finally caved after they had me. It was around when I was 13. They finally sold the sword to Joseph for 10,000 gold. Went up to the Cook's Nook to party it up with the best of them. And you can get mighty drunk with 10,000 gold. So, that was back when they had them hatches still open. They tumbled into the river. And they fished their bodies up afterwards, but, I mean, by then it was too late, but the money they didn't spend that night on drink became my inheritance. And the rest you know the story of. I was a shithead, raised by shitty parents. And I was alone at 13, and nobody in the town wanted anything to do with me. Except Esmeralda. In the end, the friends that I thought I had ended up leaving once the money dried up. Except Esmeralda. Everybody's had a chip on their shoulder for me ever since my parents were assholes to them, but I suppose looking back on it, I wasn't necessarily the most model kid growing up.
Well, kids make mistakes. Sounds like you didn't exactly have an easy go of it anyways.
He shrugs.
Had your parents ever been offered money for the Sun Sword in the past? Do you know?
I never really asked. I knew it was a really important sword and worth a bunch of money. They kept talking about how they were going to get a lot for it from the mayor. But they never did sell it forever.
Gideon.
Yeah.
I guess this would be more of a Wesk thing.
Hmm?
You have any idea how old the sword is?
Let me take a look.
Crafting check, Wesk.
Alright, remember
Yeah,
this is gonna be at plus. This is gonna be +1.
Okay. You intentionally reach back into your pack, fish out the crafting lens. It's hard to say, Wesk. It's in pretty good condition, but I mean, it has been sitting in a glass case being tended to by priests for a long time, apparently. Mending spell exists and stuff like that, but it's maybe 500, 800 years old.
I'm gonna be right back. I have to put these dogs up.
Okay.
Could be at most 800 years old.
That does point towards it being genuine, does it not?
Tazan. A
Yes?
voice echoes in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Not much longer now, my friend. Have you given it any thought?
Do I respond verbally or do I respond telepathically?
Telepathically.
We will come. Though I'm starting to get a little concerned on this. Are you sure that Javius is Nalendial?
You do not have that many words.
How many words do I have?
25.
25. Let me think.
No, wait, no. You totally have enough. You receive no reply. The moment you reply, however, your walkie-talkies all start to explode in chatter and freaking out at the gauntlet. Some of the soldiers are freaking out, the ones that are stationed there, while Tavius and Joseph aren't there. They begin shouting and screaming bloody murder that something is coming out of the gauntlet.
Well,
The
And the moment you each
Rocky
sort of
talkies we have are doing
Yep.
this?
sending stones.
Okay.
Some of the soldiers have one too. They're just talking on
Gotcha.
them. And they freak out for about 20 seconds. And then just, what the fuck? Where'd he go? He was just here.
I'll take the Rocky Talkie. Hello, this is Cezanne with the New Rose Guard. What happened?
There was a guy came out of the gauntlet.
What did he look like?
He was really big and, like, he had a bunch of horns and papers on him.
Okay, thank you.
Urizen appears immediately, about 20 feet away from each of you.
Ugh.
Hello, friends. Oh my. What is this? Nice little... What is this? It smells faintly like home. He begins to wade into the hot spring with each of you.
He's gonna wrinkle their nose and go across to the furthest side away from him.
Fuck, turn it off.
He looks directly across from you. Cezanne, he is sitting directly across from you. You said something very interesting.
Yes. You go on.
Ziri, a voice rings into your head. Urizen's voice. He's speaking to you telepathically. Don't you ever find it strange? The priest seems to always know more than you do. If I can telepathically talk to you right now, Ziri, how long do you think I've been talking with the priest? We have a special connection, he and I. Men of God.
He's gonna respond telepathically and just say, makes you think I would believe you, devil? Isn't it your job to cast doubt, confuse people?
He turns back to you, Cezanne. He said something that caught my attention there. You believe I have the wrong man.
Well, we looked through some records yesterday, and we can't seem to make a connection.
You can't seem to
Stories
make a
don't match up. Things don't line up.
The hot spring spell fades.
And I think it would hardly be beneficial to either of us if you did.
He's gonna be gathering up her belongings.
That's
Maybe we'll
fascinating.
immediately begin
But
putting them
ultimately,
back
it
on.
doesn't matter to me.
Oh?
Correct. I'm owed the soul of an Elendio. It just has to be in Alindio.
I'm not sure I follow.
Do
We
you
caught a
have,
bug and named it Alindio.
do you have any concrete proof or evidence? Do you have this man's true name? Do you have anything you can offer me that he isn't an Alindio?
Nothing we can produce in the exact 24-hour
Has he
time
not
limit.
gone around for the past 30 or so years introducing himself as the Tavius Alindial? I distinctly recall him doing the same to you as you arrived in town.
That's also just what his
So
parents
you're
told him.
saying appearances are all that matter?
I'm saying this
Sure.
man believes him to be an Alindial, and that will do. Now then. He retrieves the hourglass. You've got about 2 minutes left. What's it to be? Your answer?
He's gonna kind of glower at him before glancing over at Obvious. I mean, why exactly is it that you can't speak with him directly? Doesn't he get a choice? Why do we have to hand him over? He's here.
He glances at Tavius. I suppose the most direct method would be best, then. I suppose I shall extend my offer to you. Would you like to come with me to hell? Tavius looks shaken. Not really.
So he's gonna move a little closer towards Tavius.
Well, there you have it. He doesn't want to go. You each watch as the sand ticks down.
Only me. Nobody else has input.
Input is there to give.
Well
He doesn't wanna
spoken,
go.
Slinger, a man of action. Well, far be it from me to ruin such a beautiful moment. There's maybe about 60 seconds of sand left. The moments of your lives are ticking away.
This is not enough time to run and grab a sword from Raver, unless I pick that up on the way.
Actions, anybody? Tavius
Sweet. We all know.
Doesn't
where
mind
this
a
is going.
hand over.
begins to step forward and moves to cover Ziri protectively. seconds. 17. 16. 15. 14.
Time to die.
6.
It's been fun, everyone.
5. 4. You each watch as the final grain of sand drops, and Urtizen disappears. Despite his bravery moving to protect you, Ziri, his knees turn to jelly and he flops to the ground.
He's gonna kneel beside him, concerned. Are you okay?
Yeah, that was a devil.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
it was.
Sorry, the way you said that, it was like rubbing his back, like a, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
So what happens now?
The sending stones erupt into madness once more.
We
Is it
might
just
not have a
chaos,
choice
static?
for whatever happens next.
They are screaming that there is a man in the town. There is a devil in the town.
We gotta fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
To town.
You hear the voice of Urzen coming through the sending stone.
Is anything in particular?
He's seemingly addressing the town and giving a speech. Are you guys hustling down there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well. He is addressing the town and informing the town that as of now, he and the town are enemies, and that he will not stop until Tavius Elential is turned over to him at the Gauntlet entrance, either dead or alive. The speech is curt. He apologizes because he tried to be peaceful, but he is now regrettably having to, well, to unleash hell on Earth, and he chuckles at his own joke.
Very tasteful.
Tavius is sprinting through the street. The devil Urzen is using a cantrip called Thaumaturgy so that his voice is broadcast so loud that you can hear it from the moment you enter town, no matter where you are. Everyone in town is being told of this deal now. Each arrive as Urzen finishes his address.
I was gonna stop by Ravers and grab the sword.
Oh, okay. Gideon lags about 10 minutes behind as usual. Raver is standing there, confused, listening to the announcement.
Just give it. Just give it.
I-
Just give it here. I ain't got time.
He hands you the shifting sword. And you each watch as Urzen finishes his announcement, informing the town of everything that is about to happen to it. That the town is now officially at war with Hell. And he recommends a couple of good deities to worship. You'll need them for the coming days, before he disappears again. Gideon, you arrive late to the party, as everyone in town is looking at Tavius now. And that's where we'll stop.
Great.
Who did the cool thing?
Wesk.
What did I do?
I votes. Just that whole interaction with Tavius early in on the session.
That was probably one of the peak moments. It
Very
was
well.
between that or Ziri. Or role-playing at the start of the session as well.
I will vote for Wesk, so he wins.
I will give Ziri and Wesk a star power. Since
I think we're gonna need it.
I would,
I don't wanna die.
I'd point out that Ziri also provided her own spell descriptions and stuff like that. And
Yes. Ziri did a lot of flavor at the start of the session.
yeah. All right.
West Cabin.
You guys are at war with a contract devil.
Very cool.
We'll see.
You're right, it's probably pretty hot.
So we more or less off track than you thought we were going to be at the start of the session.
Hey guys. Let me wrap up recording.